Anybody who wants to share some of your understanding, raise your hand. Yes.
Okay, I have a question about identity.
About?
Identity.
Yes.
I don't really understand if you take all the identity away from a person who you are afterwards. Because if you go to college and you have certain purpose that you finish, you go to school for so many years, and now you're stripped off of that. I don't know what's left.
You see, when you have invested your whole life on that personality and purpose, when it is taken away from you, first you feel shaken. But if you can relax with little patience, you will suddenly see, without any purpose, pure energy is overflowing through you. That's what I call enlightened life. Enlightened life has no goals, no purpose, but it has got meaning. Just pure energy expressing itself. The pure energy is playing. It's overflowing. According to me, that's the best life. You see, I have lived both life. Life with goal, life without goal. And I tell you, the life without goal, the pure energy expressing itself is the ultimate joy. It is the ultimate joy. Just try for a few days, try to live in this space. If you don't feel comfortable, then you can change. After all, it's there waiting. It is there waiting for you. You are not going to lose anything. Purpose is there, goal is there. And one more thing, when you are not enlightened, you don't have freedom whether to be enlightened or not. But after enlightenment, you have the freedom to be enlightened or not to be enlightened. You have full freedom. So don't worry, come into my space, then you can choose.
This is the second fracture that I've had. And I want to get out of this cycle. If I'm doing this, like you're saying, connecting thoughts, and I'm in some way causing this hurt to myself. And the other thing actually that I experienced this morning, when you told that if you can disconnect your thoughts and say that the pain that you had yesterday is not the same pain today, and I told myself, gosh, if this is true, my pain should be different, and it is different. There is a difference in the pain.
That's Alma.
Right. And I just hope your teachings, you know, that I'm just able to break the cycle of suffering that we live with. Thank you so much.
See, actually, when you understand, this moment you can apply wherever you have pain. Of course, in the meditation we will be doing that only. We will be doing that only in the meditation. Wherever you have pain or fatigue, uncomfortable feeling. One more thing. Constantly you carry some pain or other. Even if you don't have any pain inside the stomach, in the navel area, in the Manipura chakra area, you carry a tension. You will be constantly carrying the tension. If you don't have the tension, you are enlightened. Either you will carry the tension or some pain. Now we will work on that pain only. Just completely unclutch yourself and see what is going on in you. You will suddenly see a new feeling happening all over your body. You will see a different ecstasy. If you are unclutched from your body, living inside the body itself is a great experience, ecstatic experience. I tell you one thing, usually people feel constantly irritated to stay in this body. That's why when you come out of your bed, when you get out of your sleep, you feel, oh, one more day, God. You feel that irritation. You will not have that if you are unclutched from your body. You will feel so comfortable, so beautiful, and you will feel ecstatic to be in the body. Yes. Yes. See, be very clear. As far as the enlightenment itself concerned, no difference. All enlightened energies, all enlightened souls live in the same space. The expression differs according to the need and the time. According to the need and the time, the expression differs. These all are just what to say that decided by the cosmic energy according to the need. We don't know the logic with which the duty is allotted. We don't know with which logic she is allotting the duty, with which logic she is playing the game. It is too big logic to be measured or to be understood by our intelligence. That much I know. Only this much I am able to say.
Swamiji, is it possible to have very lofty goals in your inner space?
Very
lofty goals in your inner space. So
Doctor,
there is
what
no
is it?
room for,
lofty goals in your inner
right. So there is no more room to get that so-called shaft, which is...
No. Then you will create one more goal, one more shaft. Do not, you see, do not create any shaft. You will suddenly feel you are overflowing without even your knowledge. If you start thinking that you are overflowing, again unclutch from it. Be unclutched from that also. When you are completely unclutching, even without your knowledge, you will be just overflowing. That is the right thing. That is the right way to be. Do not have any lofty ideal or goal. That will become one more shaft. One more shaft. These 2 days I am trying my best to give you the glimpse of that. Being unclutched and being comfortable in that state. See, one moment you can feel unclutched by force. Another moment you will feel suffocated and start again clutching yourself. That is not a big thing. I want somehow you to feel comfortable with that unclutched state. You should feel completely comfortable with the whole unclutched state. Only then you will constantly be in the same state just by remembering. The moment you remember that you are unclutched, immediately you will feel you will be in that state. You will be comfortable in that state. Yes. Nobody is sharing about their understanding. If you can share about some of your understanding, that will throw light for many people. What you had and how you feel with this truth.
Guys, do you really believe in karma means in the sense that so many suffering going on?
Oh.
In,
You see, to tell you honestly, we don't have solid proof for karma. We can say something as karma after happening. Can we say before happening?
but there are people who suffers without any reason, as you know, of course. You have
See,
experience.
logically you can play with the idea karma, but somehow I feel that it's waste. Even if you understand karma, what to do? Better let us do something to escape from the karma. Otherwise, what is the need of sitting going on and talking? Is it agamya, sanchita, prarabdha, prarabdha, sanchita, prarabdha, agamya, agamya, prarabdha? I just feel it's more or less
No,
waste of time.
But you do believe that people who are doing sometimes wrong, they are not suffering, and people who are good sometimes suffering. That's my idea was that. So do you believe in the last birth karma?
This question is also totally subjective. You see, just because they have a house, wife and car, don't think that they are enjoying. Let you be very clear. Just because they have wealth, how can you say that they are enjoying? They might have acquired wealth, but they may be living in hell. Who knows? Who knows? So I don't believe that people who have done good things, they are suffering, and people who are doing bad things, they are enjoying. May not be true, because the joy and suffering itself is totally subjective. You can't see and measure from the object. Maybe outside, when they may be smiling at you, and they are showing or posing as if they are living happily. In the West especially, that attitude is more. And you constantly, in Tamil there is a proverb, they won't have anything to eat, but after the food time, they will take a banana leaf and nicely put the oil and throw outside as if they ate with a ghee to show to the others. To show to the others, they will apply oil on the banana leaf and put it outside, so that people will on the street, they will think, oh, they are eating ghee pongal, they are eating all food with ghee items. So who knows what is going on inside?
The last one comment. Some people believe that people, as they get educated or intelligent, they make all these
People believe in?
when you get educated, and Western world, or what do you call Indian?
When you call?
Educated, then you get more
educated,
problems, and simple people have less problems. Do you believe that?
Simple people have less problems because they don't know much words. They don't create much problems. See, all your problems are nothing but words which you create inside. Educated man means more words you are ready to be cheated by the educated group. See, that's all. Once you became educated, then so many educated groups are sitting. People who want to sell their furnitures, people who want to sell their medicines, people who want to sell their products, they are all sitting on you. You have so many people to satisfy. You need to satisfy so many people. All their expectation you have to fulfill and work. See, all advertisements are nothing but they are waiting for you to fulfill their satisfaction. Naturally, that advertisement will enter into your head, will make you work, and you will work and pay for them. That's all. They give you inspiration, you work and pay them back. And you are suffering. At least with less words, you don't suffer much. So in a way, that's also true. Less educated, less suffering. And you can be in another space. You can be educated and know how to unclutch yourself. And you can live a beautiful life.
So the experience that led me to you was I did a...
What she's telling, tell me. Huh?
spiritual study on past life. And we were working with ascended masters, clearing energies, etc.
That is beautiful.
And what happened at the end of the 2 years was that I was crushed with so much weight and sadness from this past life information. And my being was crying out. I just wanted to be. And I'm an artist. I couldn't paint. I couldn't be spontaneous. And a friend called me, and I happened to see you at the Malibu Temple. And I started meditating, and it freed me. And I had so much suffering from this experience that I started singing with a harmonium, and I never sang before, ever. And I've started writing songs, and the most beautiful energy has been coming through as a result of these meditations. And I'm just so grateful. So thank you.
Beautiful. That's nice. What I am saying, it's a beautiful experience, but try to be unclutched even from this. If you are unclutched even from this, it will stay permanently. If you try to hold on to this shaft, the moment you think that this is a beautiful shaft, you will try to elongate it and you will mess up the whole thing. Just be unclutched even from these beautiful experiences. I always tell people, if you are unclutched from me, you will have Nityananda. I will be always with you. If you try to clutch yourself with me, I will run away from you. You can't possess Nityananda. You can't possess bliss. Just be, even when the bliss happens in you, I'll continuously unclutch yourself. And suddenly you will see you are in the ocean of bliss, where neither unclutching happens nor clutching happens. You are completely in a different plane. Till as long as you can continuously unclutch yourself from whatever you are experiencing. Whatever you are experiencing, including me, constantly unclutch. Then you will see you are in a different space where you don't need to unclutch yourself at all.
It's my understanding that meditation is a cessation of the mind and union with the divine. But you have to create a pure, thoughtless silence void.
No, I am not even, see, the pure, thoughtless silence void, all these things will become one more shaft. I am not trying to do that. I am just trying to help you to unclutch from the shaft which you are creating. Automatically the pure silence void will be happening. Here you can't work with silence or void. You can't create silence or void. If you create silence, that it will be nice. You can only stop creating shafts. Then silence will be happening in you.